Sex. Let's be real. It's one of the most natural, exciting, and meaningful experiences you can have. It connects us emotionally, physically, and yeah, it's supposed to feel amazing. A lot of conversations around sex tend to focus on things like which positions feel best or which ones are most fun to try. But there's one part of the conversation that barely anyone talks about, and honestly, it's one of the most important parts: safety. Now, before your eyes glaze over, hang with me here. This isn't about awkward warnings or a lecture on precautions. It's about something very real that most guys have never even heard of. And yet, it can happen in an instant. It's called a penile fracture. Sounds wild, right? Here's the thing. Despite the name, the penis doesn't have any bones, but it can still break. Huh? Let's walk through it. When you're fully aroused, your penis fills with blood, becoming stiff and firm. It's not muscle or bone. Those chambers of blood are surrounded by a strong outer sheath called the tunica albuginea. That sheath gets stretched tight during an erection, kind of like a fully inflated balloon or the skin on a drum. Now imagine that tight, stretched structure suddenly getting bent in the wrong direction with force. That's what causes a penile fracture. It usually happens with a sudden pop sound, followed by sharp pain, the erection disappearing almost instantly, and some serious swelling and bruising. It's not something you can just sleep off. It requires emergency surgery to repair. So, how does this kind of injury even happen? Well, today we're breaking down the 5 most common situations and sexual positions that lead to this kind of trauma, based on actual medical studies and years of clinical experience. We'll count down from the least common to the most dangerous of all. And don't worry, I'll also share the single safest position you can rely on for peace of mind in the bedroom. Let's start the countdown. Coming in at number 5 is something most guys would never expect, because it doesn't even involve a partner. Yet, this one can happen while you're asleep. Here's how. During the night, it's completely normal for men to have multiple erections. Your body's just doing its thing. But when you're in a deep sleep and suddenly roll over or shift your body during one of these erections, there's a chance your penis can get bent sharply against your leg or the mattress. It's rare, but it does happen. Around 5% of all penile fractures come from these kinds of nocturnal accidents. It's a weird reminder of just how fragile things can be when you're not paying attention, because you're literally unconscious. Number 4 is another solo scenario: masturbation. Now, let's be absolutely clear. There is nothing wrong with masturbation. It's healthy, it's natural, and for a lot of guys, it's a regular part of life. The risk here doesn't come from the act itself. It's about how you do it. If the motion is super aggressive, really fast, or done at awkward angles, things can go wrong. All it takes is one moment of slipping or applying pressure the wrong way, and you could end up with an injury. This risk goes up even more if you're using objects that aren't made for sex. Those can introduce other serious problems too. So the takeaway? Be gentle with yourself. Solo time should never lead to an ER visit. At number 3 is one that might surprise a lot of people: the classic missionary position. You'd think this would be one of the safest, right? It's the go-to, most common position out there. But even here, injuries can happen. In fact, about 20% of penile fractures come from missionary. The reason? When you're on top, thrusting, sometimes the penis slips out. And if it happens in motion, it can collide with your partner's pelvic bone or perineum at full force. Because you're using your whole body weight to thrust, even a tiny misalignment can create a dangerous situation. You might feel totally in control, but all it takes is one moment, and boom, you're dealing with a serious injury. Now let's talk about number 2, doggy style. This position is popular for a reason. It allows for deep penetration and a different kind of physical connection. But here's where the risk creeps in. When you're thrusting from behind, you don't have a clear view of what's happening. That makes it harder to line things up precisely. And without visual cues or eye contact, it's easy to miss subtle signs from your partner that something feels off. This combo of limited control and deeper thrusting makes doggy style one of the top contributors to penile fracture cases. If this is a go-to position for you, no problem. But slow it down a bit and make sure you're both in sync. And now we've reached number 1, the single most dangerous position for men when it comes to this injury. Ready for it? Woman on top, also called the cowgirl position. According to major medical studies, including one in Advances in Urology, this one position is responsible for nearly 50% of all penile fracture cases. Half. That's a massive number. So why is it so risky? 3 reasons. First, control. When you're lying down and your partner is on top, you're not the one controlling the movement. If something feels wrong, you can't really adjust in time or pull out quickly. You're basically relying entirely on your partner to steer the ship. Second, weight. In this position, your erect penis is bearing a lot of your partner's body weight. If she shifts suddenly, loses balance, or moves at the wrong angle, all that pressure comes crashing down. And unlike a leg or arm, your penis isn't designed to handle that kind of impact. And third, mechanics. In this position, the base of your penis is fixed against your body, but the tip is controlled by your partner's movements. This creates a pivot point. If her motion comes down at a bad angle, the bend can be sharp, fast, and damaging. And if you're thinking about reverse cowgirl, where she's facing away from you, that's even riskier. The angle is more awkward, and misalignments are harder to catch. Understanding this stuff isn't about scaring you, it's about protecting you. A lot of men are never told any of this, and it's only when something goes terribly wrong that they find themselves in an emergency room asking, why did this happen? Now, before we wrap up, I want to mention something that a lot of guys deal with, but usually keep to themselves. Performance anxiety. Maybe you've had moments where it's been hard to get or stay hard. Maybe you've worried about lasting long enough. If you felt that way, you're not alone. And you're not broken. There's actually a video I came across recently that shares a simple 7-second method that's helping men improve their erections without pills, pumps, or gimmicks. It's all natural, science-backed, and focused on what might really be causing performance issues, something most people have never even heard of. If you're curious, just check out the QR code on screen or the link in the pinned comment below. It's worth a few minutes of your time. All right, back to the topic at hand. Let's answer the big question. What's the safest sexual position for men? Believe it or not, it's actually the missionary position. Yes, the one we listed earlier is number 3. While no position is 100% risk-free, missionary gives you the most control over what's happening. You control the depth, the angle, and the rhythm. You're in a better position to stop or adjust if something doesn't feel right. The alignment is more natural, and you're more in tune with your partner's responses. If you've ever dealt with performance worries, being in control can help calm your mind and build confidence. And that mental edge can make a big difference physically, too. At the end of the day, this isn't about avoiding certain positions altogether. It's about being aware, staying connected with your partner, and moving with a little more intention. Talk about what feels good. Check in with each other. A quick pause or adjustment can prevent a serious injury and keep intimacy enjoyable and stress-free. So there you have it, the 5 most dangerous situations for penile injury and the safest way to stay protected. Did the number 1 position surprise you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this video helpful or eye-opening, go ahead and give it a like. Hit subscribe for more no-nonsense men's health advice and turn on that bell so you never miss out on a new upload. Take care of yourself, stay curious, and most importantly, stay safe.